Welcome everyone. In today's video, we're going to be doing a short test race in iRacing using the AI. Now, iRacing has put a lot of time and effort into the AI, and each and every update seems to improve their behavior as well as expand the support for different cars and different tracks. But before we get to today's race, I quickly want to take you through some of the setup options so you'll have an idea of exactly how the AI are set up for today's race. To start off with, we're going to be at the Homestead Miami Speedway on the oval in keeping with the real-world NASCAR schedule. If this is something that you'd like to see more of in the future, by all means, let me know in the comment section down below. Again, today is just a test race just to show you some of the basic behavior of the AI, but in the future, we could do longer races, different tracks, different cars, and different car track combinations. So a lot of possibilities there for the future, and let me know if that's something you're interested in. Moving on down to the weather. Everything is left at default for today's weather. Race sessions, again, very short race, only 30 laps, but that's enough to give us a basic idea of some of the AI behavior, which we'll be talking a little bit more about here in just a moment when we get down to the AI opponent section. In the race options, I have disabled the car damage. However, for today's purposes, it really wouldn't matter very much one way or another. I will be driving the Chevy Camaro, although in the car set that you will see on the track, we will have all of the makes and models listed for the Cup Series. And speaking of the opponents for today, I will be using a collection I created recently on Trading Paints called BR 2021 Cup. Now, this is available for everyone in the public. However, keep in mind a couple of things. All of the AI ratings were done by me based on my own preferences, and none of the artwork, none of the paint schemes were done by me. Thank you so much to all of the artists that make their great work available to those of us like me so that we can use them and enjoy them within iRacing. But again, none of the artwork and none of the paint schemes you see were done by me. The one exception you will see are the actual car numbers. Those are all basically default within the collection itself. So when you see those on the car, those are not reflective of the artist's work. Those are, for the most part, the defaults within the game itself. But thank you so much to all of the artists who put in so much time and effort in making these wonderful paint schemes available to the rest of us. As far as the number of drivers, there'll be 34 AI drivers. We will be starting from the rear, so no qualifying, practice, anything like that. We'll simply be starting from the rear to give the best opportunity to showcase the AI behavior in a lot of different situations. The skill spread will be from 50 to 75, so 25% spread there. I like to keep it, for my own personal preferences, somewhere between 20 and 30, just depending on the car and the track combination. However, I can tell you that this number and this spread overall, whether you're talking about the overall speed at 75 or the spread, this is highly dependent upon the AI ratings. I have, in testing with different ratings, have seen times where I could leave the skill spread exactly as is, but sometimes they would be way too slow and sometimes way too fast, just depending upon the AI ratings. So keep that in mind as you watch today's video. As we move down through the track options, again, these are all defaults. We will not be needing any fast repairs because, thankfully, no wrecks in today's video, just the way I like it. This is not an option to showcase the ability of the AI to wreck, although that is certainly possible to do within the game. Track conditions, once again, these are all left to default, and then finally the time of day will be at noon, which is my preferred start time for the Cup Series as opposed to into the afternoon. But those are all the setup, the basic setup for today's race. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. As we work our way toward the green flag for today's race, keep in mind this is just a test race, only a short 30-lap race here at Homestead. I'm going to be using the Homestead Open setup with no changes, so I'll give you an idea of the setup. I've run a few laps with this race setup, but certainly not enough to feel comfortable with it, and I don't know what it's going to do over the long run. But if this is the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of here on the channel,
green flag,
then by all means, let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, so these guys are already getting stacked up, so we're going to try to take this opportunity to make up at least a few spots. Cold tires and iRacing, certainly not my favorite thing.
Keep to the bottom.
You can see, car is definitely not underneath me entirely.
3 wide, you're on the bottom, outside, still there.
Alright, trying to hold this bottom right now. They seem to be giving me that.
Keep to the bottom.
But the car doesn't necessarily prefer it down there, that's for sure.
Stay on the bottom. 3 wide, you're on the bottom.
Wow,
got one outside.
Okay, big stack up there.
Clear outside.
Now, this particular car set that I have put together on trading paints, the AI are pretty aggressive.
Got one outside.
Hello.
There's the stop. Outside.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say hello to Bubba Wallace.
Outside.
You'll notice the numbers are the default numbering from the simulation, so no custom numbers there.
Hold your line. Outside. Still there. Stay on the bottom. Keep slow.
Alright, I am noticing that these guys are very squeamish and skittish whenever they are side by side or 3 wide, particularly 3 wide. They don't like that at all. But if you can get them just side by side, if you can get them spread out a little bit, they seem to enjoy that a good bit more.
Go to the top.
Alright, so we're up close to the 20th position at this point. I have no idea how far we can get because I don't know ultimately what kind of speed we're going to have, especially as the tires wear and the grip goes away, but we're going to find out. It's only 30 laps, but that is enough time to get on some worn tires and for us to find out a little bit about the car.
Still there.
And how my driving style works with it.
Keep slow. Clear outside.
Also, if you do decide, once I make this car set public for everyone, which should be by the time this video is released, if you do decide to use this car set, then just understand that there might be changes to the ratings from time to time, or the car set itself adding or taking away certain paint schemes or car numbers. Just part of it as I work to make this thing fit what I would like the racing to be, from the ratings and the cars and the schemes and all of that.
You're on the bottom, 3 wide. Hold your line. Outside, still there.
At some point I got to deal against numbers on the cars, but right now I'm more interested in how the cars behave and race than I am the numbers on the car. Not too bad right now. Still trying to figure out where I need to be on the track and how hard I need to be driving this thing, because I feel like I'm a bit all over the place right now. Definitely need a lot more laps to figure out how I need to be driving this thing. Nearly all of my time recently in iRacing has been spent on the dirt. So definitely still trying to get the feel of these asphalt cars after several updates since I've driven them. One thing I can tell you for sure is that 43 car up there, I love that paint scheme on that car. Love that paint scheme. Still haven't figured out turns 3 and 4 for sure. Cannot get through there like I want to, and the fact that the 10 car went right to the area I wanted to be in didn't help me at all.
Inside. Keep high. Clear inside.
So sitting just inside the top 20. Again, we'll see. Oh, look out. Oh, Eric, I'm rolling. A little love tap there for me.
Got one outside. Clear. 20 to go to strike. Outside. Keep to the bottom. Stay low.
Alright, that was a pretty good run through turns 1 and 2, but
Clear.
I can't do anything with the 10.
Outside.
So again, I'm trying to drive it in a little bit deeper, hoping that I can get in front of him and clear it. Not going to happen here for
Still
sure.
there. Clear outside.
Drove it in too deep, lost the nose.
Outside. Clear.
Yeah, same thing there, just driving it too hard for what I have right now. Wow. Yeah, I've definitely got a lot of work to do. Relearning these cars.
Got one outside.
But right now, in order to get this thing to turn like I want it to turn,
Clear.
I'm having to really slow it down a lot in the corners.
Got one outside. Stay low.
Oh, can I keep
Stay
it
on the
going?
bottom.
Trying to keep any momentum I can.
Stay low.
And we're about to be 3 wide.
Push the top.
Alright, so we made the pass. Can we hold it? So we're coming up on lap 15, so about halfway through this race. So now we're getting a chance to see how we stack up with the AI as the tires start to wear. We can see that the 10 car is not going anywhere behind us. He is right here with us. We're certainly not pulling away. Ooh, I drove that way too deep into the corner. See, that corner felt pretty good, but I had to slow the car down so much in order to get it to rotate. So, again, just trying to feel everything out. See what works, what doesn't. And right now I feel like I'm finding more of what doesn't than what does. But we're inside the top 20, starting from the rear, which I believe was, what, 34th, 35th, something like that. Yeah, the car definitely wants to take off really tight when I get back to the throttle. So that's something I would want to adjust. Car's very stable though, I'll give them that. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So good job to whoever developed the setup. All right, so now that things are kind of strung out, which is the way I like it on these bigger tracks. I like to have to work through the field. I like things to really get spread out and where you just have to focus on running your line, running your race, and see if you can find some speed. Like right now, I really want to see if we can find enough speed to get to the 8 car, as well as the 43 right in front of him. We're hanging in there with them. We've got a little bit of daylight to Amarola behind us, but not a lot. but at least we're keeping him at bay right now. But overall, this is feeling pretty good. This is what I needed out of our very first AI test race, at least in quite a while here on the channel. But if this is something you guys are interested in, then I really want to do as many of these as possible, really, with at least what we can with what iRacing supports right now with the car and track combinations.
Keep to the bottom.
Right there in the center of the corner, I cannot get back to the throttle the way I'm going to need to in order to finally clear the 8 car and make this pass. So we'll sail it down into the corner and hope it sticks. I see him coming back on the high side. We're going to try to get right up in front of him. And again, hope it sticks. Alright, so that puts us up into the 17th position. And if I have to be following one car right now, I'm glad it's at 43. Love that Armor All paint scheme. Got down a little too low that time. Flip the apron just a bit. Thankfully, wasn't all that big a deal. Broke my momentum a little bit, but other than that, not a huge problem. One thing I think we can all agree on right now is that I'm definitely driving it in deeper than the AI cars are. For better or for worse right now, I'm driving it in deeper. At least into turn 1. It seems like in 3 and 4, I'm a lot closer. So they seem to be driving in about the same way I am into 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, I am definitely going in deeper.
Outside. There's the stop.
Now we're definitely getting some aero push, being so close right behind this guy.
Outside. Keep to the bottom.
Once again, flip the apron there a little bit. Not the end of the world, but it's enough to break the momentum. And again, we're trying to clear this guy.
Clear.
Alright, so we've made it clear. Let's see if we can hold it now. Let's see, he's going to get a nice run off the corner. So we're beating him into the corner. He's got a good shot at beating us off the corner, but it looks like we're okay. Yeah, they're definitely better than me in 3 and 4, no question. But one question I did have has been answered. As we finish up today's race, we only got a few more laps to go, maybe what, 4 or 5 to go. As we're starting to get into the middle portion of what would be a full fuel run, they're not running away from me. I'm able to hold my own with them and maybe even be a little bit better than them, especially at certain parts of the track. So that's good news going forward, because I would love to do some longer races if that's something you guys are interested in here on the channel. Yeah, this race has gone by way too fast. I absolutely love doing longer races. Kind of hard to do that here on the channel because the file sizes get huge when you do longer races. Alright, where are we? About 3 laps to go. Totally missed my entry to the corner there. I was trying to look at what lap we were on and completely lost track of where I was on corner entry.
Go.
There we go, 2 to go. So that must mean that the leader just crossed the line. Yeah, this setup, I would definitely make a few changes, but I would also make some changes to how I'm driving it after some additional time behind the wheel, I'm sure. But this is a good setup. I am enjoying this. Ooh, tight, tight, tight.
White flag next time by the stripe.
Just need this thing to be a little bit better through the center. And again, that's based on my driving style. For some people, it might be perfect as is. As I mentioned earlier, the setup has done exactly what it needed to do for me. It provides a great baseline and really a quality setup overall. Now, I don't like the 17 coming up on me like this on the very last corner of the last lap because he is running. Oh, I can't hold him off.
Stay low.
He's going to beat him outside. Now we're just going to drag race him.
Still there.
Did we get him?
There's a flag.
Yeah, we got him.
Over.
All right, so 16th position, not bad. We made it roughly halfway through the field, and I had quite a bit of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you got to see a lot about the AI. Again, remember, how the AI race is in large part determined by your rating system. So check out on Trading Paints this particular car set. See if this is something you like. But just keep in mind, as you continue to adjust the ratings, you will adjust the behavior of the AI. So again, if you guys enjoyed today's race and want to see more of it, let me know in the comment section. And I really appreciate everybody joining me. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more here at Knee Pit Gaming.